What's going on, everybody? It's Evan again with another video that I hope is a blessing to you in your walk with the Lord. This video's idea comes from some recent conversations I've had about recognizing shortcomings in others. So I want to talk about the log and the speck. I want to first discuss what I see as two types of judgment. I'm sure there's more. These are just two that I recognize. And the first is pronouncing judgment over people and speaking condemnation over them because we see their shortcomings. And we're not called to do this at all, because that judgment only brings judgment back upon us. Now, on the other hand, we're not called to be blind to the cords of iniquity or sin we see entangling those around us. I believe it's what we do with that discernment that is the issue. For a long time, I would simply talk about the things I saw in other people's lives, and it would lead to bitterness and, a sense of self-righteousness and other things. And then I was talking to a friend, and he said, the Lord shared with him, if you're just talking about somebody and not praying for them, you're wrong. And that cut like a dagger, but I knew it was the answer. Because the truth is, we have discernment to enter into intercession for those people. And I've learned that very rarely am I called to say anything to these people, but rather pray to the Lord so he can do his work in their lives. The peace that comes from that has been indescribable, because I have no burden of what to do to help these people, but rather I give it to the one who helps me in my sin. Because it's only the blood of Christ that breaks the bonds of sin. Not Evan sharing a word or lying and saying whatever I want to and saying that it's in love, when in reality it's my self-righteousness wanting to do it myself, which in turn leads to more hurt in that person's life, when I could have just loved them where they are and allowed God's love to come into their lives and do its wonderful work. One more revelation that I had about seeing other shortcomings is from the scripture that says, "You hypocrite. First take the log out of your own eye, then you will see clearly to take the speck out of your brother's eye." So now I simply ask the question when I see the speck in somebody else's eye, Lord, what is the log in Evan's eye? And what is blinding me from doing your work? And asking him to remove it from my eye so I can be a blessing to my brothers and sisters. So let's all never get caught in the cycle of speaking death over the speck in others' eyes, but take it to the King of Kings to remove it. And all the time allowing God to reveal the logs in our own eyes, which are surprisingly hard to see, and have the humility and obedience to allow the Lord to remove them before they cause more damage we can afford to fix. So that's all I got for you this time. If the video's been a blessing, please share it, and share the love of Christ however he puts on your heart today. I love you all, and I'll see you next time. Peace.